Well, we have another segment that we're going to do here on striker pneumatics, the small bellows that make the notes play on a player piano. Today I'm going to do a hinge. I'll show you what I do with the hinge. If you're going to do a bunch of them at once, I strongly recommend that you mark both sides of the hinge. This pneumatic has already been cleaned, and I just rip it apart and then scrape off the old hinge. By the way, I didn't damage my thumb with this knife. I get dry skin during the winter time and the skin cracks at the cuticles. You know, I could sand this off with a belt sander. I just wanted to show that, you know, it could be done simply with just a sharp knife. You know, I guess it depends on how much patience you've got, how much time you've got, how you want to do it. It really doesn't matter. The important part here is that putting the hinge back on, make sure that the edges are clean when you butt the two pieces up. I mean, and this is simple enough. For years, I can't even know how long it is, I've been using regular old jeans cloth to make hinges out of for these bellows. I go through lots of jeans a year, so I got plenty to cut up. But what's important to note is that this material, like virtually all material, has a bias, and what that means is that it'll stretch in one direction, but it won't stretch in the other. You see that? See how it stretches in this direction, but it won't stretch if you get the right angle. See, if you get the wrong angle, it stretches. Once you get the right angle, exact right bias, in this case being right here, okay, the material has almost no stretch. But you got to get the bias right. So what I do is I get the bias. Of course, I mean, I would have done this in advance. Get the bias and mark it so you know what the bias of the cloth is. Okay. And then you just go ahead and cut out a piece for the hinge. You know, this doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be functional. Make it about the same size as the original. You don't want to go right to the edge. Because you don't want the glue from when you're gluing the cloth on. You don't want the glue to get onto the hinge. So always make the hinge a little bit smaller. And we've got some glue on the back side of here that's keeping this from sitting flat. And we also got glue here in the hole. And you want to clean that off. As far as the glue that you use to glue it in place, you know, really you can use just about any kind of glue. I'm using, in this case, I'm going to use a cold hide glue just because it's handy. Yeah, I just rubbed that glue on my jeans. And you know why I go through so many jeans. Yeah, just go ahead and put it in place. And then I recommend using a straight edge. There's so many straight edges around here that I lose track of them. There's one right here. I recommend using a straight edge just to make sure that you've got the bellow nice and straight. I don't recommend trying to do that by eye. And once that dries, it'll be nice and strong.